Get ready for Dead Stranding 2 on the beach, launching June 26, 2025, with early access for deluxe and collector's editions on June 24, 2025. Published by Sony Interactive Entertainment, it's a PlayStation 5 exclusive with a possible PC release in 2026. Developed by Kojima Productions under Hideo Kojima, this sequel follows 2019's Death Stranding, a Strand game where Sam Porter Bridges reconnected a post-apocalyptic world. Set 11 months later, Sam explores Mexico and Australia, diving into human connection. This action-adventure open-world features stunning visuals, new combat with jetpacks and firearms, and the social strand system for shared player creations. The budget likely ranges from $50 to $100 million, given its star cast, Norman Reedus, Lea Seydoux, Elle Fanning, and high production values. Fans are hyped with nominations for Most Wanted Game in 2023 and Most Anticipated Game in 2024. Pre-orders, live since March 2025, show strong demand. The standard edition costs $69.99 USD, digital deluxe $79.99 USD, and collector's edition $229.99 USD with collectibles but no disc. A themed DualSense controller is $84.99 USD. Death Stranding 2 promises a wild, unforgettable adventure.
System Shock 2 25th Anniversary Remaster is set to reboot a sci-fi classic in 2025, though an exact release date hasn't been confirmed. Expect updates soon. Published and developed by Night Dive Studios, known for reviving retro gems, this remaster updates the 1999 System Shock 2, a sequel to 1994's System Shock. The original blended FPS and RPG elements, stranding players on a space station with rogue AI showdown. This remaster enhances visuals and gameplay while preserving its tense atmosphere. It's a first-person shooter RPG with survival horror vibes. Budget details are scarce, but remasters typically cost $5 to $20 million, leveraging existing assets. Public interest is strong among retro fans, with X-Posts praising Night Dive's work on System Shock 2023. The game will hit PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series XS. Expect a price of $39.99 to $49.99 USD based on Night Dive's past releases like System Shock Enhanced Edition. System Shock 2 is a must-play for fans of immersive sci-fi.
Dive into Inaya, Life After Gods, slated for a 2025 release, though no firm date is set yet. Published and developed by Dark Polygon, a new indie studio, this is their debut title with no prior sequels. It's an action-adventure game with puzzle and platforming elements set in a post-apocalyptic world where players control Inaya, a young girl navigating ruins to uncover ancient secrets. The budget is likely modest, around $1 to $5 million, typical for indie projects. Public interest is growing, with X-Posts highlighting its unique art style and narrative depth, though it's still under the radar compared to AAA titles. It's coming to PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X/S. Pricing is expected at $29.99 to $39.99 USD, aligning with indie game trends. Inaya promises a heartfelt, visually striking journey for adventure fans.
Alkaest is brewing for a 2025 release with no exact date confirmed. Published by Armor Game Studios and developed by Iron Tower Studio, known for the Age of Decadence, this is a standalone title with no sequels. It's a first-person action RPG with crafting and alchemy, set in a medieval fantasy world where you play a wandering alchemist. The budget is likely $3 to $10 million, reflecting Iron Tower's small team, deep RPG approach. Public interest is niche but enthusiastic, with X-users praising its gritty combat and freedom of choice, echoing Skyrim vibes. It's headed to PC with consoles possible later. Expect a price of $29.99 to $39.99 USD, typical for indie RPGs. Alkaest offers a fresh spin on fantasy for RPG lovers.
Get moving with Antro, launching in 2025, though a specific date is still TBD. Published by Select2Play and developed by Gatera Studio, this is their first major title with no sequels. It's a 2.5D action platformer with rhythm elements set in a dystopian underground city where music fuels rebellion. The budget is likely $2 to $5 million, standard for indie platformers. Public interest is moderate, with X-Post highlighting its vibrant art and hip-hop soundtrack, appealing to fans of Jet Set Radio. It's coming to PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, and Nintendo Switch. Pricing should be $19.99 to $29.99 USD based on similar indie titles. Antro blends style and rhythm for a unique platforming experience.
Archage Chronicles arrives in 2025 with no exact release date yet. Published and developed by XL Games, it's a reimagining of 2013's Archage, not a direct sequel, but a spiritual successor, transitioning from MMORPG to action RPG. Set in a fantasy open world, it emphasizes exploration and cooperative play. The budget is likely $20 to $50 million, given XL Games' experience and the game's scope. Public interest is high among Archage fans, with X posts buzzing about its streamlined combat and visuals, though some miss the MMO roots. It's targeting PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X or S. Expect a price of $59.99 USD for the base game, with potential microtransactions. Archage Chronicles promises epic adventures for RPG fans. Ballad of Antara is set for summer 2025, with no precise date confirmed. Published by Infold Games and developed by Tipsworks Studio, known for Pascal's Wager, this is a standalone action RPG with no sequels. Set in a dark fantasy world, it features dual protagonists and Souls-like combat. The budget is estimated at $30 to $60 million, reflecting its AAA ambitions. Public interest is strong, with X posts hyping its Dark Souls-like challenge and co-op potential, revealed at 2024 State of Play. It's coming to PlayStation 5, PC, and possibly other consoles. Pricing is likely $59.99 to $69.99 USD, standard for AAA RPGs. Ballad of Antara is shaping up as a must-play for Souls-like fans.
Prepare for Beneath, slated for 2025 with no firm release date yet. Published and developed by Camel 101, known for indie horror titles, this is a standalone first-person horror adventure with no sequels. Set in a submerged research facility, it blends survival horror with psychological tension. The budget is likely $2 to $5 million, typical for indie horror. Public interest is growing, with X-users praising its creepy atmosphere, appealing to Dead Space fans. It's hitting PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X/S. Expect a price of $19.99 to $29.99 USD, based on similar indie horror games. Beneath promises chills for horror enthusiasts.
Chip and Claws vs. the Brainioids blasts off in 2025 with no exact date announced. Published and developed by indie studio Pixelpaws, this is their debut title with no sequels. It's a retro-inspired 2D platformer where a cat and robot duo battles alien invaders. The budget is likely under $1 million, common for small indie projects. Public interest is niche, with X posts roading its Mega Man-style charm, appealing to retro gamers. It's coming to PC and Nintendo Switch, with other platforms possible. Pricing should be $14.99 to $19.99 USD, typical for retro indies. Chip and Claws is a fun throwback for platformer fans. City of Ashes rises in 2025 with no specific release date yet. Published by Meridian Games and developed by Wind Up Games, this is a standalone action-adventure game with no sequels. Set in a cyberpunk city, it blends exploration and narrative-driven combat. The budget is estimated at $5 to $15 million, reflecting its mid-tier scope. Public interest is moderate, with X posts praising its neon aesthetics, drawing Cyberpunk 2077 comparisons. It's targeting PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series XS. Expect a price of $39.99 to $49.99 USD, based on similar titles. City of Ashes offers a gritty, immersive cyberpunk tale. Gear up for Killing Floor 3, aiming for a 2025 release, though no exact date is set. Published and developed by Tripwire Interactive, it's the third entry in the Killing Floor series, following 2016's Killing Floor 2. This co-op FPS pits players against hordes of bioengineered monsters. The budget is likely $20 to $40 million, given Tripwire's experience and the game's polish. Public interest is high, with X posts hyping its gory action and new Z-types, exciting fans of the series. It's coming to PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X/S. Pricing is expected at $59.99 USD with potential DLCs. Killing Floor 3 promises intense, bloody co-op chaos. Extraction launches in 2025 with no firm date confirmed. Published and developed by Dog Howl Games, it's a standalone extraction shooter with no sequels, though it shares DNA with 2022's Level 0 tech demo. This asymmetrical FPS blends horror and PvPvE set in a sci-fi facility. The budget is likely $5 to $15 million, typical for mid-tier indies. Public interest is solid, with X posts praising its tense alien-like vibe, appealing to Dead by Daylight fans. It's hitting PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series XS. Expect a price of $29.99 to $39.99 USD based on extraction shooter trends. Level 0 Extraction delivers heart-pounding sci-fi thrills.
Project Tower lands in 2025 with no exact release date yet. Published by Yummy Games and developed by Enigmatic Studio, this is a debut title with no sequels. It's a third-person shooter with bullet hell elements set in a sci-fi prison where players battle alien captors. The budget is likely $2 to $5 million, standard for indie shooters. Public interest is niche, with Axe posts noting its fast-paced action, appealing to Returnal fans. It's coming to PC and PlayStation 5 with other platforms possible. Pricing should be $19.99 to $29.99 USD, typical for indie shooters. Project Tower offers a chaotic, stylish shoot-'em-up experience. Spine shoots onto the scene in 2025 with no specific date confirmed. Published by Focus Entertainment and developed by Neki, known for Shadow Fight, this is a standalone action game with no sequels. It's a cyberpunk brawler with cinematic gun-fu combat, starring a rebellious AI named Redline. The budget is estimated at $10 to $20 million, reflecting its high-energy visuals. Public interest is growing, with X posts hyping its John Wick-style action, exciting action game fans. It's targeting PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series XS. Expect a price of $39.99 to $49.99 USD, based on similar mid-tier titles. Spine promises slick, adrenaline-fueled combat. The Sinking City 2 emerges in 2025 with no exact release date yet. Published and developed by Frogwares, it's a sequel to 2019's The Sinking City, a Lovecraftian detective game. This survival horror adventure deepens the cosmic horror, set in a flooded 1920 city. The budget is likely $10 to $20 million, given Frogwares' experience. Public interest is strong among horror fans, with X posts praising its eerie vibe, appealing to dead space lovers. It's coming to PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series XS. Pricing is expected at $49.99 to $59.99 USD, based on the original's pricing. The Sinking City 2 is a chilling dive into Lovecraftian dread.
Unawwake awakens in 2025 with no firm date announced. Published by Toplets Productions and developed by Reality Arts Studio, this is a debut action RPG with no sequels. Set in a dark fantasy world, it features melee-focused combat and demonic foes. The budget is likely $3 to $10 million, typical for indie RPGs. Public interest is moderate, with X posts noting its God of War-like intensity, attracting RPG fans. It's hitting PC with consoles possible later. Expect a price of $29.99 to $39.99 USD, based on similar titles. Unawwake offers a brutal, immersive fantasy epic. Bare-knuckle fighting steps into the ring in 2025, with no exact date confirmed. Published and developed by Pixel Punch, this is a debut VR fighting game with no sequels. It's a sports brawler focusing on gritty, bare-knuckle boxing in VR. The budget is likely $1 to $3 million, standard for VR indies. Public interest is niche, with X posts praising its immersive controls, appealing to Creed Rise to Glory fans. It's coming to PC VR and MetaQuest platforms. Pricing should be $19.99 to $29.99 USD, typical for VR titles. VRSO, bare-knuckle fighting, delivers a raw, visceral VR brawl.